Just let the energy wash over you and through you.
Hello. Hi. Hi, how are you? You okay, guys? How you doing? Sorry I'm slightly late. But at least I wasn't rushing around when I got started. So, you know, it's progress. I'm always slightly late for things. I do try my best. Maybe one day I'll be on time. So, hello, everybody. Yes, it was really, really nice to see the Tidy TV live thing earlier. And also on Insomniac TV. I think Hard House is taking over Twitch. Huh! That's what I'm talking about. Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I'm so happy. I really am. Like, I've made my home on Twitch now over a year ago. Well, no, like my oldest sub is like 33 months. That's 2.5 years I've been doing this properly, you know, for like over a year. And it's so good to see the brands coming on board now, because it really massively helps the possibility of this being a long-term thing for us DJs here on Twitch. You know, this is my main source of income now. So if we can all get on the same page, it's brilliant. It's brilliant for everyone. It's brilliant for you guys, because you guys get to see all of the people who you love, you know, and you get everyone who you know possibly can't go to see now if you've got family, or you know we're you know sometimes too skint to go out, or we've had some kind of health issues or whatever. You know, this is a brilliant way for you guys to be able to keep up to date with you know all the people that you spent all of those years going around the country seeing. It's fantastic. It really is. Facebook is so dead. So dead. I mean, I didn't do too badly with Facebook Live either. I was making quite a lot of money from my Facebook live streams as well, but it was so... Thank you. I better turn off those alerts because they can get quite annoying when we listen to people's music. Danny F, thank you so much for 100 bits there. Cheers, babe. What was I saying? Yeah. Facebook have really missed a trick. They really have. And I know that Twitch have recently signed an agreement with Warner Brothers as well for the music side of things. So we're going to be here for a while. Yeah, well, those copyright violation strikes, I don't even know if they ever really chase them up or whatever on Facebook. I know they're a bit more hot on that stuff with Twitch. But, you know, again, someone like Tidy or a brand like Tidy is going to do really well because they own all their own music, you know, and that will be massively helpful. It will be massively helpful. So, you know, my advice is make your own music, and that is why we are all here. So, without further ado, is that the word? Ado? Agadoo? Without further ado, let's get into it. Let's dive right in, shall we? Let's get into it. So, if you have had an email from me today, you know the score by now. If you don't know the score and you're new, then I'll just run it through with you. So, the demo drop it's not mixes. So a few people do get a bit confused with this. It's not for DJ mixes. It's for your original music. Possibly remixes is okay as well. This is to help you guys along with your music production journeys. Just a bit of a melting pot of people's opinions and feedback and helping each other to, you know, get through hurdles or writer's block, that kind of a thing. If you have got a track that you want to send in, send it to amberdpromo@gmail.com and make sure you head it with demo drop, and try not to leave me a WeTransfer link because they do expire after 7 days and we get quite a few emails. So if I don't get it on the show that week, then that means that link will expire and you'll have to resend it me, and then that can, you know, slow things up for you guys. So either send it me on its own as a file, or you can of course upload it to a Dropbox or Google Drive, OneDrive, Mega Upload, loads of places. Or of course you can put it on your SoundCloud as a downloadable link. Or if you don't want me to download it, that's fine. I can just use a normal SoundCloud link. So first up we have got Futatsu, and this is The Calling. Alan Cartson, aka Futatsu, The Calling. Well, I've just left Alan or Futatsu's SoundCloud in the chat. So please get following, guys. It's that last one that I've left there, because he's got 39 followers and he's making music like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. I really, 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 really like that tune. It didn't need vocals. The layers in it were beautiful. The evolving of the layers was second to none. Very, very good. And that is the difficult thing with trance, is to get all of your bits. Stop it! Stop it! Being rude is to get all of your bits evolving. Shh. Shh. Don't get me started. We've just started the show. I've just had a nana nap, so I'm full of my energy now. See, this is my secret thing that I do, right? You lot always, how have she got so much energy? I have nana naps. I have at least one nana nap a day. At least one, sometimes two. And I've just woken up from my nana nap, so I've got silly energy in me now. Yeah, it was a clean mix, exactly. It's a timeless trance track, progressive trance track. It could have been made 10, 20 years ago. It could have been made yesterday, and I love that about it. I really do. How long is Nano Nap? Nano Nap is never over 2 hours. Usually about an hour. But realistic, I give myself an hour, but usually that's half an hour because I know I'll have to wake up soon. So about a week. Yeah, I love this. I love this. I think it's a really good tune. So yeah, Alan, thank you so much. Oh, Sir Fragmate says, my nan has been napping for 17 years. Oh, babe. Oh. Yeah, well, I nana nap so that I can hopefully live longer. That's the goal. That is the goal, because I do like sleeping, and sleeping's so good for you. And I lost a lot of sleep when I was younger, on account of the fact that I was having far too much fun to go to sleep. So I'm enjoying my sleep now. I do enjoy my sleep. So, yeah, thank you very much for that one, Futatsu. Really, really loved it. Really loved it. Next up, we have got Nexus. We have Acid. Thank you so much, Alex Crane, for the raid there, babes. Welcome, raiders. I'll be able to speak to you in a minute. We're just listening to this track first. Right, guys, so that was Nexus and We Have Acid, and that is by Dr. Droog Kloot in the what is it? The chat. In the chat. Okay, I have some stuff to talk about with this one. Bearing in mind that this was made 11 years ago. Now, so it's Jan, and we've got Jan's SoundCloud there, Nexus. There you go. Please get giving it a follow. Things to note with this. So there's a repetitive. Let's go back to that bit. There's some involvement in that where it's got like a high pass filter or something on it, which is really cool because it makes it not too monotonous. I love that. Yeah. Maybe just a bit more involvement of these sounds. The lead sound would be fuck off. Oh, I honestly get so annoyed with SoundCloud. It pops things up and I'm like, I don't want to do that. And as someone else said as well, the kick could be more prominent. This is just a mix down issue. You know, so like if you still were able to get the stems together from this, yeah, if you don't have the project file, don't even worry about it because it's done. It's 11 years ago. You got to move on with your life. Okay? It would be fuck off. I forget you guys can't see my screen, so I must seem like I'm quite like tangentful. Oh, I am. Yeah, I would say if you can't get the project files and stuff, I mean, don't stress. It's a good techno track, but the thing that would stop people from playing it would be the fact that the kick isn't prominent. That's all. Do you know what you could do as well with that being said? You could just layer a new kick over this and then re-render it down. I think that would be fine if you wanted to. But yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah, I have got Tourette's. I have definitely got musical Tourette's. Not real Tourette's, obviously. I'm not taking anything away from anyone who has actual Tourette's at all. But I do definitely feel I have a type of musical reaction within my body. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Yeah, that's what I would say, darling. And I like it. I do like it. And it was made on something called Renoise. I'm not familiar with Renoise. I don't know what it is. Let me just do a quick Google. Renoise tracker. Is it one of these trackers? Oh, Renoise is a digital audio workstation, or a WAP, as we know in the biz, based upon the heritage and development of tracker software. Its primary use is the composition of music using sound samples, soft synths, and effects plugins. It is also able to interface with MIDI and OSC equipment. Okay. So initial release was 2002, 19 years ago. Why haven't I heard of this? Oh, I'm just going to screen share with you guys so you can see what I'm seeing, because this is pretty cool. Hang on, let me just make the screen a bit bigger. Ah, not that way. Display, transform. Reset. Ah! What have I done? Don't be doing that. Hang on. Oh, you can see. Yeah, I know what I've done. Hang on. I don't want to do my display. I want to just do my browser. Display capture. It's been so long since I've done this. I can't remember which one to use. Let's just do browser because I can interact with it. Okay. Renoise.com. Okay, so interact. So I can put this over here. Okay, I agree. So this is Renoise then. Renoise is digital audio workstation for refreshing tools. Lets you record, compose, edit, process, render, production quality audio using a tracker-based approach.
So, you're interested in using Renoise, but on first glance it looks a little complex. Well, don't be put off. This video will quickly get you started by demonstrating the basics of...
Why can I only see half of that video? Copy video URL.
So,
oh, start swearing at things again now. Why won't you just let me in? Why have I got to go through all of this? Right, let me just go back to the other thing that we were doing. Because this might be useful for any of you who are just getting set up in or just trying stuff out, because I know a lot of people have talked about doing using these kind of things. However, like it's not something that it's nothing that I've ever come across myself, because I think I probably came into it a bit later on. Mind you, I started about 16 years ago. So these things were around, but I don't think they ever taught them in school. Interact. I agree.
You're interested in using Renoise, but on first glance it looks a little complex. Well, don't be put off. This video will quickly get you started by demonstrating the basics of the program, and soon all of this will seem very natural. When you launch Renoise, you'll be presented with the Welcome panel. If you've disabled or dismissed it, just click on the logo at the bottom right corner to bring it back. This provides links to the manual, forum and website, and there are also tabs which show the files that have been recently loaded and saved, as well as quick access to the demo and tutorial songs.
Okay, so it's kind of like
Noise works.
downwards.
Button at the top left, or press spacebar.
Okay. Oh, so it goes down. Okay, so this goes, instead of working left to right, it's going down. What? What?
You couldn't take this morphine, even if it's a craze. I'm so dumb, I'm trying to keep
Wow. Vertical scrolling because Trackers
To
got
stop the
it.
song, either hit stop or press the spacebar again. Okay, very nice, but let's load in a simpler example and take a closer look at what's going on. The demos and tutorials can be quickly accessed at any time via the help menu, and let's choose the ducking sidechaining song. Now, looking in the instrument selector at the top right here, we can see that this song contains 3 instruments which you can select by clicking on them.
Wow.
By the way, this right section of the interface should already be open, but if it's not, just click the button here.
Okay, so I kind of get the general idea
And
of
red.
that.
For now, all you need to understand is that this central bar is the current song position, and as it moves down, it plays any notes it encounters.
Wow. Do you know what? That might be helpful for some of you if you're struggling with left to right. Because it's all about how your brain works, isn't it? Yeah, I'm aware of these trackers. I didn't realise there was quite so many different kinds of them. Reaper, yeah, I think Guy used Reaper for a while. But I like there's something quite cool about that, quite like simplistic about that. But yeah, guys, that is Renoise if you wanna have a look at that. Just reading the comments. I love reading the comments on shit like this on YouTube. It says, the first thing says, "This is the most confusing door I've ever seen in my life." Got me interested. Oh my God. Oh no. Someone put, "Oh no, I thought it was pronounced like it was French. Renoise." Brilliant. Oh, there's some different ones. There's Fast Tracker 2. Pro Tracker from Amiga Computers. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's probably good if you give it a go. See how you get on with that. You know, all of these things are good to at least try. Cross-platform rewire support. It's got a sampler in there, pattern matrix. It's going to have its own native effects in there. It's got a mixer in there. Do you know what? I might have a go with this. I think I might have a go with it because I love messing around with weird shit like this. And it's all of it's €68. Brilliant. That's amazing. Oh, Drew Kloot, thank you so much for introducing us to something else, to something completely different. Because all we ever really hear about now is Ableton, Cubase, Pro Tools, Logic, FL. Yeah, it's cool. Hi, Mad Haters. Yeah, all good. Big thank you to Alex Crane earlier for the raid. I really appreciate it, darling. We are doing the demo drop today. Weavy DJ says, very old school style, Rave Generator VST. Rave Generator is extremely good. We have mentioned Rave Generator on here a few times. Guys, if you want to get your hands on Rave Generator or Rave Generator 2, it's completely free. It's a free Rompler VST synth. So get your hands on that. I'll leave you the link for it now. Where's the link that I use? You'll be careful with links of this nature. Don't want to give you the wrong one. And when you download these things, don't download installers for them, for God's sake. You just download the exe file or the DMG file, depending on if you're on Mac or PC. So here we go. I think this might be it. Oh, piss off. Let me just find it for you. Here we go. Okay, so this is both. If you just scroll down a little bit, you'll find the download files for both Mac and PC. So that's Rave Generator. Yeah, good call, whoever that was who mentioned it. EJ was amazing. I loved Dance EJ. Rave EJ. I keep threatening to do a stream on those as well. Anyway, back to what we're doing. Next up, we have got Dean Richardson and Eliminated. Once again, thank you, Dr. Drew Kloot, for letting us hear that. I want you to make some new stuff now. Take it because of how I enjoy what you're doing there, and I would like to see what you can do now with present doors and however your setup is right now. Music 2000, yeah. There he is, Dean, waiting patiently there. Won't you just shut the fuck up? Well, I will do now. Let's carry on. Right, this is eliminated. Let's go.
If your movement is detected afterwards, you will be eliminated. You are allowed to move forward when it shouts out green light. Stop when it shouts red light. If your movement is detected afterwards, you will be eliminated. Red light. Green light. Red light. Green light. Red light. Green light. Red light. You will be eliminated.
I know what you meant now when you said that you felt like this is your best work. I agree. It's up there with one of my favourite ones of yours, which is your remix of Looking Good. Your kick and your bass is very, very strong. Really. You got it rumbly and it's really low, yet it's still defined. I find that really hard to do. I'd find it quite difficult to get a kick and a bass, or a bass that low and be that punching through. So that's something that I really like about it. Starting to feel more comfortable with my productions now. I'm really happy to hear that. The other thing I liked about it was I love your acid line. Slight accentuation to the accent and the high pass filter. I'm guessing through that. Have you used transistor bass for that by chance? I think you're on FL, aren't you? Transistor bass on FL Studios really good for acid lines. Hi, Harrison J. Hello. What else did I like about it? I liked. Okay, so I know I've not listened to Squid. Didn't use transistor. What did you use then for your acid line? You was Spire. Fair enough. It was Spire. Brilliant. Fair play. Massive VST for bass. Yeah. I haven't used Massive for a while, actually. I've gone back to using samples for bass now. For now. Or at least for a layer. Whoa! The texture. The textures. That rip.
You will be eliminated.
Gonna get ya. It's like a comb filter almost, like a quite hollow, like a phaser or something. Very quick phaser on it. How have you got that? Yeah, gnarly rip. I like that. Oh. Yeah, I really do like this. It's very you. I think you've got all of your man feelings out making this tune, haven't you, Dean? A phaser with short movement and frequency. Yep. Perfect. Yeah. Then a high pass filter. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. I appreciate that. I really do. This is the reason why it's important to learn a bit of synthesis, guys, so that you know how to modify a preset that you like or make stuff from scratch, you know. And we've said it a few times on the show. If you've not been here before or heard me say this, it's really helpful to find a preset that you like and reverse engineer it. And by doing that, right back to its original basic waveform. And when you do that, you'll be able to reconstruct sounds to the sounds that you like, the presets that you like. So yeah. Also helpful for layering, also helpful for getting rid of anything on a preset that you don't want on there. Just gives you more control. Really important. Especially when you come to mixing down and you're wondering why things aren't popping out or sitting right, especially with layers. Presets are the fast track way of building tracks. Yes, they keep you in. That's a good thing, though. Trust me, I spent 6 years going very, very deep into many types of synthesis. And I didn't make any music in that time. I did learn a lot. And I'm now doing synthesis at uni as a specialist subject. And I don't think I'd probably do that if I hadn't spent a long time fucking around with it. But it's still important to understand what you're doing, especially when you're coming into the realms of spectral synthesis, FM synthesis to a degree, additive synthesis, and subtractive synthesis is pretty easy to get. But if you make even small adjustments on some types of synthesis, you can completely fuck up a sound. So you need to know what you're doing and what you're changing. So it's very, very important to understand the different types of synthesis and what they do, and how to apply them and how to modify them. There you go. Synthesis can get very nerdy. Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, each type of synthesis has different characteristics. Even though, like, I've had loads of fun with hardware synths, and that's the place where I'm going to now with my uni stuff. I did a lot of learning with a specific synth called Alchemy. You can't get Alchemy on its own anymore, but Alchemy was a standalone synth. It was one of the very first that I found which you could put in audio, and you can affect audio within the synth itself as an oscillator. And that was really revolutionary for me. I mean, you can Alchemy. Oh, mate, I absolutely loved Alchemy. I'm so glad that some of you will know what that is in here. I learned all about within that synth, right? Okay, so within Alchemy, it's got things called key triggers, and an XY morph pad, and like you can make within one sound, you can have different macros basically. So like if you've used Massive, for example, it sometimes have macros already there, or Avenger, etc. And there will be, it's part of Logic now, exactly. It used to be Camel Audio, and then Logic bought it, and you'd be able to make like 8 patches, 8 different variations of your synth sound. For example, you could have one with like washed in reverb, and also with a high pass filter all the way of the parameter, so all the way wet, and that could be on like number 4, and then like on number 1 it could just be like completely dry, and then you could have any other mapped parameters to each macro. And then what you could do, you could either key switch, you could have on your keyboard, you could have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it would switch between all of them, and then they would correlate to different notes on your piano roll. Or you could use an XY morph pad and morph, and then automate the morphing in between each of these different patches or macros. You could just make these beautiful soundscapes, like different. Oh, mate. Oh no! And now I can't use it because Alchemy is now bought by Logic, and I don't use Logic. I have used Logic at uni, but I had so much fun with it. I had had such an amazing time using it. And if you've ever get a chance to use Alchemy, please do, because it's humbling. It's very humbling, but it's also so rewarding, and some of the sounds you can get out of it, it's just really lovely. And I wonder if anyone knows in the chat, does anyone know if there is any other synths that have that key trigger and the XY morph pad capability? Use logic for alchemy. Bounce it out. Do you know what, Mikey? I would do that. That is such a good idea. It is such... Yeah, I mean, I do still... Dr. Drew Clute says, is it possible to get an old copy? I still have all of the installers for alchemy and the expansion packs or whatever they're called for them. I'm guessing they'll open up on Windows 10. I use them on Windows 7. I'll find out. I'm using 4 instances of alchemy for Atmos in my new track. Got something quite I can imagine. But yeah, guys, if you ever get a chance to use alchemy, please do. I love it. I miss it. I'm getting quite emotional because of my attachment to that synth. Right, let's move on. Next we've got Nomadic, and this is Don't Say You Love Me. Wow, that is Nomadic. And don't you say you love me. Now, I really, really, really like this style. I mean, I love rave breaks and that kind of thing. Nomadic, when did you make this track and what did you make it on? Because I think there's a few ways that you could have this pop a bit more. So let me just go back a little bit. I mean, looking at the waveform, I think, and this could be an easy fix if I'm right. Excuse me. It looks like you have hard limited this. I can see the waveforms, but I can see the peaks and the troughs, but it's really chopped at the top. Finished it about 2 weeks ago using Logic. Okay, cool, good. That means, because some of it sounds like it is... It was a free master. Don't use that. I would be really interested to hear what it sounds like without mastering, without you using a mastering tool or whatever. Like, I think what's happened here is whatever you've done here, it's ruined it at the end. I don't think you need to have done that. I think a good mix down would be enough. Yeah, Harrison J will know what he's talking about here as well. Yeah, I think the kick could be lower. I kind of agree with what Harrison J is saying there. Move away from hard samples when making other genres. Mate, so important. Yeah, like even to the point of having a completely new samples folder for certain genres. Yeah. Don't be a fool, lose a tool. Richie, I love you. You're so funny. Yeah, those Hoovers don't sound like a very good sample quality. But I think, again, like I said before, I'd like to hear what this sounds like without this mastering thing that you've put on the end of it. Sometimes we can do that because we think that it's going to make it sound better, and I don't think that it needed it. Don't think it needed it. Now, you know that we spoke about that Rave Generator plugin earlier. If it is this Hoover sample that's causing the issue, I'm sure there's a Hoover sample, a preset on Rave Generator that you could use instead. I don't know if... Can anyone else hear this, or is it just me? It just sounds like it's bad quality. But it's not all of the track, it's just that Hoover sample. I did think it was hard limited, so happy to revisit it. Yeah, definitely. I think your mates tried to help you out. Like, I understand that. And I also believe that it's good to get someone else to master your stuff, especially if you don't know how to do it. Like, mastering's a completely... that's a whole, like, lifetime career to learn how to do proper mastering to a really good level. And, you know, we speak sometimes about people who you should who you can speak to about or get to do mastering for you. There's probably a few in the chat who will offer those kind of services as well. Ones that I usually recommend are people like Digital Mafia or CLSM, John Doe. Does anyone know anyone who teaches mastering 1-to-1? Good question. Good question. Do you know what that would be dependent on, though, is what equipment you've got? Because a masterer, like if someone's like does that as their job, they're going to have a lot of hardware stuff. So if you want to be taught how to master, it would be dependent on, you know, what you have in your home studio. Otherwise, it's not going to matter, really. and also it's still subjective to a degree. Do you know what? Oh, guys, who's the guy on YouTube? Snake Oil. Is it White Sea? Snake Oil. YouTube, Mr. White Sea or something. What's his name? White Sea Audio. Is that who it is? Yeah. Okay. White. I'm just gonna leave his YouTube. He's fucking Snake Oil. I love him. I love him so much. He is probably one of the best people who can help you here with mastering. He's something else.
I got an email from. Of course, I got an email.
Of course. He's amazing. I love him. Me and Guy watch him all the time. And he will go through. He talks about. He talks about loads and loads of different kinds of mastering, mixing. He even did a really cool video that I'm nearly all the way through.
I have to leave.
I'm not going to show you now, but I'll leave a link to it where he went through 3 different types of mastering. So there was a mastering that you can do online where you just literally send them the track and it masters it straight away. Then there was using Ozone, and then there's real mastering where he actually goes into a mastering studio and then he shows you the outcome of that. And yeah, you'd be quite surprised. But yeah. But he's great. He really is. He's a very, very good source of information. You can just put on his YouTube channel and leave it running in the background and you'll just learn. You have to watch him. Honestly, Futatsu, what you were just talking about there, this person will really be able to help you out. There's even plugins, right, hardware, where you can log in from your computer. Someone will know what this is, but literally, I didn't even know about this. You log in from your computer wherever you are in the world, and it will log you into a studio with all hardware, but it has like a software interface, so you can use their hardware in real time for your track. So I can't remember what it's called. Does anyone know what I'm talking about there? So if you don't have access to all of this hardware and you can't get somewhere physically, you can literally use all of this hardware over the internet. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, I think I know he has an episode of his YouTube channel where he talks about that, and he does that, and yeah, you'd be surprised with the results of it. Yeah, it's like a remote access thing. Gary O'Connor says I've used it but can't remember the name. Yeah, it's yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's kind of like virtual machine, like using a virtual machine, but you get to use a studio with this. It's like, wow, it's just, you know. But he says how good it is. But he's a very, very good source of information, and I trust him, and that's the main thing. So next up we have got Nomadic, really, really good track there. Take off the mastering and go and listen to this guy for a bit. I use the SSL Fusion. Yeah, I've heard about this. Let me just have a quick look at it. See, Gary O'Connor, for those of you who don't know, is now at Point Blank doing a... What course are you doing, Gary? What course are you on? prime example of somebody who does know what they're doing, but knows that they can always learn more. Solid state logic. Fuck. This is sick. Let me just show you. Hang on, let me just... Let me just get this back to normal. Reset transform. Come on. Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it this one? Okay, there we go. There we go. I don't know why it makes it that big. It's very strange. Really. Oh, okay. It's because I'm showing my... Oh, I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. Need to put it on my back screen today. I'm going to put it on my back screen. And then... That one? No. That one? No. That was that, wasn't it? I'm not doing very well with my live streaming skills today. It's not very streamlined, is it, for a live stream? Let me just go back to my browser. I'll do it this way. All paste width 1920 by 1080. There. Okay, let me just resize this. Let's just have a quick look at this, because this is all part of the learning, guys, is to speak to other people about the shit that they are using and find out why. Now, Gary, can you tell us why you're using this, please, in the chat? And what you're enjoying about it? Allow all cookies. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this. Why has that done that? That's really weird. Is it got like a green screen thing on it or something? That's real weird. So, features. Won't let me scroll down. That's very strange. You're not very good at writing. Don't worry about it. Just having a quick look at this. I wonder why you can see me through that. Maybe there's like a... Have I got like a green screen on it or something? No. That's well weird. Hi. So yeah, again, I've heard of these. I have heard of these things, but... running the whole mix bus through it to give gentle analog saturation, compression and stereo widening. So is it worth it? I'm guessing this is going to take off the pressure from your PC as well, or Mac, whatever you're using. Yeah, it comes with like outboard stuff as well, Dean. So it says Fusion is an all-analog 2U stereo outboard processor created for the modern hybrid studio. 6 completely new analog coloration tools designed to bring the perfect combination of added tonal character, weight and space to your mix bus or stereo stems, with the detail, warmth and finesse that only real analog circuits can provide. Now, that is exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. There are some emulators out there which are really good at this. There's one called TAL Sampler, which is free. Now, I've used the TAL Sampler a bit. The TAL Sampler actually emulates the DAC chips from like the Akai S3000 and that kind of thing to get like the hiss and the characteristics that you do have from old school hardware. So if you want a free version of that, I'm just leaving you a link there in the chat. So that's called TAL Sampler. Highly recommended to be used in that way by the likes of Disclosure and Leftwind and Cody. I mean, that, just saying that, then you're in good company there. Like that, how expensive was it? How much did it cost? Because this is a great halfway house, isn't it? Between having to get a lot of possible hardware at possible costs and then have it possibly not working. But I'll be really interested to see, you know, how this works for you, Gary. Gary! It's definitely helped. I would love to be able to have hands on. About 1,500, 1,600. Okay, cool. So, you know, all things considered, that's quite affordable. It's quite affordable. Yeah, thank you for reminding me about that. Gary's studio's looking really good as well, guys. Really, really good. Is it all done now, Gary? Have you got it all sorted out? Well, Mikey Nomadics, is that all? Well, you put it into consideration that a lot of hardware is $3,000 plus for some stuff. And then upkeep of it. It's not that much. It's not that much. You gotta be. What do you think about? You know, people spend that on a fucking gaming PC. People spend that. People will spend twice as much on a DJ setup. So it's not really that much, really. But it's it's all dependent on how far you want to go. So you don't need to do this kind of stuff, but you know, if you get to a certain level and you feel like you've hit a wall, then I think it's important that you do. It's all finished near enough. Brilliant. Drew Clute says that's why I buy cheaper hardware. Yeah, but you can, if you buy cheaper hardware, there's more chance of it fucking up, isn't there? And then you're not going to use it. See, this is what happened to me. I bought a Novation Supernova rack mount. Novation Supernova 2 rack mount years ago, and now the PSU's gone on it. So I never use it, even though it was a great idea at the time. And then, of course, with hardware, you have to render it in real time as well. So sometimes you think, I just don't want to do it. So something like an SSL is like a great halfway house because you get what you want from the hardware aspect of it, but you're not limited by the old hardware and you know, all the things that used to happen with it. Supernova is a dope synth. I think Gary has one of those as well. I like the K station, but V station is good. What's a K station? Don't get me Googling more stuff. Just tell me in the chat while I put on the next tune. Oh my God. Oh, thank you, Nomadic. I really appreciated that. Next one we've got is Merlin, and this is Overload. There we go. That is Merlin and Overload. I really, really do like this. It's nice and simple. Vocals really cool. I like how, Merlin, how you have changed the formant on the vocal to give it that kind of masculine feel to it. Very deep housey thing to do there. K&B says, vocal reminds me a bit of your In the Night tune. Oh, Ancient Masters, oof to you too. Yeah, I do like this. I do like this. Yeah. Yeah, epic pianos in that as well. I'm a sucker for epic pianos. That is the standard of Harrison J pianos right there. And can you hear how the rest of the track is very upfront? So like very little reverb. So if you're thinking about, and then in the breakdown where the pianos are, it's more washed. So there's more reverb, there's more maybe delays in there, but there's more atmosphere to it and depth. And the way to think about this in terms of like if you were looking at a picture, so if you're looking at the best analogy is of the Mona Lisa. So imagine the Mona Lisa, the painting. So you have stuff in the forefront, which is her face, which you can see, and everything's defined really well. So that's kind of like the part of our track without much reverb, like very little, because it's up front, it's in your face, like this bit. And any of the percussion. I mean, there's a bit on that brass instrument or the brass lead sound. But things are quite up front in relation to the breakdown. And then in the background of a picture, like the Mona Lisa, you can see, if you think about it now, you can see like hills and grass, mountains maybe, but they're quite nondescript, you know, and that's kind of what reverb is. Reverb is a musical or an oral version of background. So if that makes sense. So you've got stuff in the background and then you've got stuff in the forefront. So this is how we create depth within our music, is we have areas where we have a lot of reverb, or, you know, we're creating an atmosphere. Usually that would be in the breakdown. You know, sometimes you can hear in a track where they bring up the reverb really, really, really high, really, really wet, and then turn it off as it snaps back into the drop, and then it's back to being quite upfront with very little or no reverb. And all of those things create... Edward Woodworth, thank you so much for 1,000 bits. Oh my God! Yay! Oh, babe, thank you. Really appreciate that. Can everyone say hello to Edward Woodworth, please? Welcome, mate. Yeah, so imagine reverb as being like a painting, and it will help you to work out where you want to place reverb, where you want to use it. Yeah, Found Atlantis says reverb bleeds all over the place. I try to use as little as possible. A thing that I found that was helpful was when I very first started to use exactly the same reverb preset, not a preset that was preset on the reverb on the plugin, but one that I pre-made. So I always have it parallel, so it's always at 50%, and then like 50% on my channel, and then within the plugin I'll probably, like, for a clap or whatever, maybe it's on about 20%, but then I will copy those amounts, and I will make sure that the other reverbs that I use for all my other percussion instruments and stuff are exactly the same. And the reason for that is because you want all of your percussion elements and pretty much everything to sound like it's from the same room. And that's what you're doing when you're putting reverb on, is you're getting everything to sound like it's from the same room. I mean, don't get too caught up in me saying 20 to 30%. You don't need to put too much on, but it is all dependent on the project. It really is. But yeah, what my point is, I don't use a lot of it, but try and use it, the same one, over all of them. And you can also go further than that and get a table for your reverb and delay times based upon what BPM you are working at. Let's just find a calculator for that. Delay and reverb time calculator. So here's one that there's loads of them on the internet. I've just found you one here, which you can go and have a look at. Supermassive is brilliant. Shall we put the link for Supermassive because it's free? I've just put in Supermassive and Google's put Supermassive black hole. No, not today, but maybe later I'll look at that. Supermassive Valhalla. Okay, so Valhalla are giving away Supermassive for free, and it is such a good plugin, guys. This is the link now for that. Yeah, it's completely free. It is amazing. All the Valhalla stuff is amazing. I use Shimmer quite a lot. What else do I use? Room I use quite a lot. Yeah, it's a very, very good plugin. So have a look at that, see what you think of that. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I struggled to find a nice reverb for my drums. Well, have a go with this one, see what you think. Also, if you're interested in things like reverb, do a bit of a Google on convolution reverb as well, because that's quite interesting. Okay, next up we have got... That's where Vikings go to die. It is! It is. But for me, I only knew about Valhalla plugins before I knew about the Viking thing. Oh. Right then. Hi DJ170 out. How you doing, mate? Okay, next up we have got a bit of a curveball. This is Joyo Mofro Bro. And it's called If At All You. Okay, guys, so that was Joyo Mofro Bro, If At All You. Now, I want you guys to tell me in the chat how you think that this track could be a bit better. Now, the reason I put this one in here, because usually I steer away from stuff that isn't yet ready, in inverted commas. However, I know a lot of you watching are probably a little bit worried about sending stuff in because we're probably getting to around about this point in your learning, in your production journey. And I know that a lot of the tracks that we have on here are really high standard. So it's important that we do share a bit more of the spectrum of where stuff starts and where stuff can get to. So Found Atlantis Music says there's an 8-bar loop, maybe a key change, octaves, great. Also says, does this track go anywhere? Good point. And I know that you say that in a kind of a jovial kind of way, but it's a really good point. The track isn't really going anywhere yet. It's got some good ideas. Use it. Oh, perfect. Using a reference track. Yep. Yeah. Remember that, you know, in this chat as well, we and on this channel, we will never like make fun of people's work or anything like that. We're here to help. We are really here to help. And the reason why I quite like this track is because I have listened to Joy Mofro Bro's other stuff, and they have done some other stuff which I can hear has got a bit of potential, quite a bit of potential, was quite raw talent. And a lot of this stuff was made a long time ago as well. So I thought that you guys would be able to help with some useful feedback on where this track could be improved. So what happens a lot of the time when we start making a tune is we get into a trance. We have like an 8-bar loop maybe, or a 4-bar loop, or a 16-bar loop going, and we listen to it over and over and over again. And then we get stuck with like, I don't know what to do with this now. I don't know what to do. And we can't get out of the loop. So the way to get out of the loop at that point is to start to arrange it. So when we start to arrange it, I think at this point what's happened here with this track is we've got... So I didn't play the start of it. The start of it is... Because it's 8 minutes and 36 seconds long. So we just got the kick to begin with. So can you hear that this person is... that this person who's made this has got, the sounds are good, they're sonically correct, they sound right in the frequency range where they're supposed to be. I really like that noise. It's got some nice texture to it. So I'm just scrubbing through here just to show you all the different layers to this. So the thing that sticks out most to me on this is there isn't a key. Joy Mofo Bro, there's no key. You're not sticking to a root note and then working around that root note. I think by just doing that on its own, this will help you to build a full track that's more concise and makes more musical sense. You need to know the rules in order to break the rules. It doesn't feel like the different frequencies have their own space. Yeah, I think there is maybe some sounds were used in the wrong way. Like, that sounds like a very, very mid-low hi-hat, that offbeat. That could be a nice ride, for example. So same placement, but just a different sound. So yeah, it is very monotone. It's very monotone. But yeah, I the reason why I let this come through is because I knew it would be a really good learning curve for everyone to see that this is something that is part of your journey to go through making stuff like this, because you're getting dopamine release from making this kind of stuff. You're always going to be learning something, but you can always refine on it. But then there's part of me that really likes this, and because I know I've heard their other stuff, who are we to judge? Like, this could be, it's just because we're not used to hearing it like this. But someone somewhere, this would be an amazing part of an album, an industrial, left field, like, industrial kind of a sound, you know? Scousecore. It grows on you, exactly. Like, I have got some breakcore, which is very much like this. And I love it. Now, the breakcore that I've got, it's really fucking well made. Now, it's from someone who knows the rules and then has broken all the rules. Like, it's not stuff that you could ever mix and put in a set, so to speak, but they're just one-off pieces of sound. Like, it's a showcase of noise. And that's what I like about it. It's really expressive. But yeah, I just thought we'd share that one. Just have a tiny little bit more of it. There we go. Thank you, Joyfo, Mofo Bro. If at all you. Mwah. Don't be scared to send in your stuff, guys. And do not be scared to finish stuff. Listen back to it. Meditate on it. And carry on from that point, because we all fucking start somewhere. We all start somewhere, and it's the journey. Have fun with filters, exactly. I like that. Weird shit is cool, exactly. Okay, so next up we've got John Cooper and Timmy Coop, and this is Bazinga. Bazinga.
Bazinga, I don't care. Bazinga. 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 Bazinga.
So that was John Cooper and Timmy Coop and Bazinga. So you guys, what did you think of it? Put a donk bass in it. Yeah, I know John Cooper definitely usually does more donkey stuff. This is sometimes what happens when people make donk is not is try and make more serious donk. So this has still got an offbeat bass line on the offbeat, but it's not a donk. Now I actually think it's missing a trick there. I think it would sound better with the original traditional donk, FM synth donk on it. I really do. I think it needs it. The other thing that I think this track is lacking is a change in the bass note. It's on the same root key all the way through. All the way through. We've got no variation from the root note at all. At all. You don't have to do much. What you could do in the second half is you could do something like even a semitone down and then back up again. A semitone back down and a semitone back up again. You could do something like that in a section. Makes harmonic mixing easy though. You don't need to make harmonic mixing. It won't make it hard if it's, no, it's the wrong way to think of it. I know you're joking, but that's the wrong way to look at it. When you're doing bass, a change in the bass, we don't necessarily make those changes in the intro and the outro. They're in the song, in the middle part of the song. So you're not going to be mixing over that area. And even if you were, it wouldn't matter because, a good DJ would know how to pull that off. As a producer, you don't need to worry about that kind of stuff. As long as you've got the intro and the outro for the DJ to mix in and out of, without the bass or just a flat bass, it's fine. But in terms of remembering the thing that I always say each week, good music rewards listening. So, which I learned when I went to Point Blank. My teacher said good music rewards listening, and it's so true. So we can get quite bored listening to this all the way through on the same note. It just needs a bit of a change, maybe even down to the fifth and then back up again, or like I said, a really simple semitone down and then back up again. It wouldn't need to be anything spectacular, but it would perk up the ears and give us a bit more to wrap our heads around. Ear candy. And that's all I can really say on a constructive criticism level. The rest of it's brilliant. I do kind of get the reference because I have watched The Big Bang Theory like maybe once or twice. I know who Penny and Sheldon are. I don't know how that is the same. I don't know how that is something to do with a Bazinga. Is that something to do with an episode of Hello Coops? Is that something to do with an episode of Big Bang Theory, Coops? Is it something to do with Big Bang Theory? I quite like it, and I know that people who love The Big Bang Theory will appreciate that.
Bazinga, I don't care.
Sheldon Cooper says that. Okay, cool. Got it. The other thing I would do with, that very high-pitched Hoover. You do actually have it, and I can hear it. You have an octave below layer, or 2 octaves below layer. That just needs to be brought out a little bit more. I don't know, it sounds alright. It does sound alright. But yeah, I think it's a great idea. Sheldon's sarcasm phrase. Brilliant. See, that's lovely. Dominator kind of Hoover, yeah. Yeah, it's a really, really strong track. Really well made. And you should be very proud of yourself. Well done, mate. I'm going to give you an air horn. Cool. Well done, mate. Is it the Dominator Hoover from the Rave Generator 2? Yeah, it's nice. It's just when you pitch it up like that, sometimes it can make it a bit thin. But you did have a layer underneath it, so that's all good. Well done. And remember, what I say doesn't really matter. This is all just a melting pot of all of us, coming together and saying what we think. And we're all in this together at the end of the day. So next up we've got Gary O'Connor and Pat Glennie. And this song's called Postman Pat. No, it's not. It's called P&P. But I wish it was called Postman Pat. Should we have a little listen to it? Go on then. I bet Gary O'Connor and Pat Glennie laughed like, fuck for that. God, if they're still here, which they're probably not, and I wouldn't blame them. Right, here we go.
All I can do is turn the heat up. All I can do is turn the heat up. The beat on, get revenge from the beat up. Get heat up.
As Harold Bishop would say. That is amazing. Gary O'Connor and Pat Glennie. Postman Pat. I mean P&P. I love it. It's very, very clean, as everyone was saying in the chat. I particularly liked that top noise, that kind of like it's almost like a bowed, like glass, because it's kind of very, very slightly detuning, like it's moving around. It's like maybe it's got some kind of automation on the pitch, like very, very, very slightly. And it sounds wonderful with the rest of the percussion, especially here, because it's almost like it adds a kind of a click to the kick in a way that I know if I was mixing that, it would sound immense. Being BPM, how you doing? But yeah, there's just like a very, very slight, it sounds like there's very, very slight automation on the tone, or like just by a few cents, very, very, very slight detuning that way and that way. And I love that. I think it's a really nice effect. Wilson says those would be nice as remixes of bass providers contact. Which one was that? I'm not sure what you mean, babe. You'll have to remind me. This track's beautiful. It's very, very well put together. Well done. Thank you for anticipation noise. It is, isn't it? It is. But yeah, I'm for my own productions, I'm gonna do something like that. It does sound like, I wonder if it's just me, it sounds like it's detuned a little bit, but I like that because what it's doing is it's exciting my ear. And good music rewards listening. So it's kind of like, it was sampled from vinyl, so it's probably that. Maybe. Or it might just be an effect of the other sounds around it, making it sound like that it's pitching. Very, very slightly. Either way, I know that I like it. I like the fact it's quite a hollow, glassy kind of a sound, and it pricks at my ears in a good way. So I love it. Brilliant. Yay! Thank you, Bean BPM. I will check that out as soon as I get a moment. Guys, please get following Bean BPM. He's absolutely amazing. Really is. One of my very first people that I ever saw on Twitch. And yeah, we've stayed in touch all this time. Wonderful bunch of people on there as well. Yeah, Gary, this has been brilliant. It really is. And thank you for letting me have a copy of it, because I'm going to be rinsing this. So yeah, thank you. Okay, next up we have got Harrison J. Put the work in. Harrison J is also known as M Series. You're so welcome, Bean BPM. You really are, mate. Love you. So here we go. This is Harrison J. This is just obscene, this tune. I'm going to start this from the beginning because it's only 3 minutes, 39 seconds.
Used to wonder what you're thinking. Used to wonder what you need. But then you'd have another drinking. Treat me like some therapy. And it's too late now. Go and figure it out. I ain't here for your drama no more. 'Cause you're wasting my time with that mess in your mind. Bye bye. It's time to go. Used to wonder what you're thinking. Used to wonder what you need. But then you'd have another drink and treat me like some therapy. And it's too late now. Go and figure it out. I ain't here for your drama no more. 'Cause you're wasting my time with that mess in your mind. Bye bye. It's time to go. I just can't put the work in. I ain't here for your late night spiel, for your loving and fussing. I've had enough and you don't hear me. Let's make this clear, boy. One thing's for certain, I just can't put the work in. I just can't put the work in. I just can't put the work in.
Wow. Yeah, I really, really like that one. That is Harrison J. Put the work in. Now, it really reminded me of a track that I used to play a lot. not as a DJ, but just in my spare time, called Churches, The Mother We Share. So this is The Mother We Share.
Until you go, we come as far as we ever gonna get. Until you realize.
It's not that mix of it though. It's a similar vibe, but the mix that I used to play, I can't remember what remix it would be now, which is a shame. But it was a more of a kind of that kind of style of remix. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Yeah, this is it. Really reminds me of this. Big diminished chords.
My lips shut tight until you go. We come as far as we're ever gonna get. Until you realize that you should go. Come in misery where you can seem as old as your omens. And the mother we share will never keep your proud head from falling. The way is long, but you can make it easy on me. And the mother we share will never keep our cold heart from calling.
Yeah, that is such a tune, and it reminds me so much of that. If you guys want to hear more of that one, that is the YouTube link for this track. Let's just go back to Harrison J's one. Yeah, it's really got. It really reminds me of that. It was even in the same key. So yeah, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Really well done and really true to this style, this genre of music. I love it. Absolutely love it. Well done, Harrison J. Nothing critique-wise at all. Yeah, very similar texture. You know, this is goals kind of stuff, really. But yeah, this is what is achievable if you put your heart and soul into it and don't have many friends. That's all that you need to do. Okay, so next up we have got Found Atlantis, I Remember You. There we go, guys. That is Fan Atlantis. I Remember You. Now, I really, really like this. A few things to point out. First of all, can I just, once again, this is Fan Atlantis's SoundCloud. Look at that profile picture. It's the best profile picture ever. I love that. And I also love the the Alan Partridge references there. It's so my sense of humour, this, and I love it. And I really feel like it becomes part of you as an artist to have this kind of artwork. Even in your email to me, you put memes in the email and stuff, and you know, I really got a sense of your personality, your humour within that, and I do, especially with your SoundCloud as well. Please get following Fan Atlantis music on SoundCloud, guys. So this was written the other day after watching Squid Game. That's brilliant. I really like it. I will ask though, have you put a limiter on it or something? Because it did sound like a few things seemed to be a little bit distorted, like when the crashes were coming in and stuff. Maybe tighter kicks. Yep. The piano's lovely. Your layers are lovely. Oh, you got lovely layers. I fed it through tape saturation. Cool. Yeah, it might just be me. I really liked it. I really, really liked it. It's a lovely name. I Remember You, the Epic Dream Mix. Yeah, it put me in a place of feeling kind of nostalgic, or like I was remembering something. And that's good. That's good that you can be expressive in that way. And yeah, please continue to make music, and please continue to send it in. It is very nostalgic. Yes, it is. And I loved it. So thank you. And I really, really appreciated the cat meme. Look at that. It's brilliant. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, love it. I'm stuck in the 2000s, mate. Aren't we all? Well, we should be. Okay, next up we have got GWR featuring Christiana, and this is Positive Energy.
We've got the positive energy.
Yes, mate. That's GWR featuring Christiana, Positive Energy. The vocal's great on this. The vocal's very silky smooth. I really like the vocal. Yeah, very clean. Fit into a hard house set very well. And it would also fit into a groovy set as well, kind of like warm up as well. And I'm sure if I've sped this up, it would take it really well as well. Music that makes you smile. Absolutely getting that energy from this. Positive energy. Yes. Everything sounds well placed, very clean, really well produced, really well thought out, and arrangement wise perfect. 7 minutes 42 seconds. Great great length time wise for hard house. As anyone who plays hard house will know, we like to do long mixes. Kick and bass work really well, really driving. 10 out of 10. Really, really good job. Well done. I don't like Squid Games. I've never watched it. Whoever asked about Squid Games, but I have a problem with watching anything where people are in peril. I get get really, really either angry or really, really scared, and I'll cry. I end up crying because I don't like seeing people like in peril. I don't like seeing people getting hurt, even if it is make believe or whatever. My brain doesn't know how to differentiate between real life and a film. It makes me get upset. You want to send it to June, but I'm afraid he might sue me. So has June done the original then? Have you used like the same vocal or something? C. James is the same. I know, right? It's part of like, I think it's part of our mental health, not issue, but like makeup, that like stuff like that will just like, it just fills my head full of dark imaginings. I don't want to know about people dying or being stressed because they're about to die or whatever. I just think, like, I just want to know about happy things. You know, I'm aware that bad shit happens. You know, it's not like a toxic positivity thing. It's just like I'd rather watch something funny or learn something. You know, like I'll watch YouTube. I'll watch Schnick Oil. I haven't watched the news in over 10 years. We haven't had normal TV for 10 years. GLW, really, really good job here. June, Positive Energy is like the greatest happy hardcore song of all time or something. I didn't know that. There's a lot of holes in my hardcore knowledge. I'm a hard house DJ, and you know, even though to some people it might be the same kind of genres, they're really different, really, really different, and they're all they've got their own scenes and stuff. So I've only just heard about June. I didn't even know who June was until very recently. So, which is great because it means I now have an extra avenue of music to go down and to learn about, and I love that. Where can I find that Bazinga track? I don't know. If John Cooper is in the chat, he might be able to tell you or let you know where you could get it from. John Cooper is he in the chat? No. It is probably not released yet. So, but he does come into the chat sometimes, so just remember his name, John Cooper. Let me just see if I can find his SoundCloud for you. There might be loads of John Coopers though. Yeah, it's going to be like a needle in a haystack, this. John Cooper, if you're watching this back, which I'm sure you will be, can you please get in contact with Dr. Drew Clute? God, you lot live your ooze, don't you? Egasmichon, do you dye your hair or are you a natural blonde? Yes. Next, we've got Wilson Serrano, The Return. Here we go. Right. There it goes. Wilson Serrano, the return. Yet again, I love your melodies. I love the progression of this. On this one, the melody almost sings the top line. Like you could almost swap that out for being a vocal. Do you know what I mean? Like this bit. That could almost be a top line. That could be swapped out for a vocal. And it's really interesting that you don't need to have a vocal in this, because that is kind of doing it for you. And I love that about your music, is you're really clever in how you put together your melodies, your leads, your riffs, the top line, aka the melody in this case. It just sounds great. It really does. Loved it. So, yeah, again, another really strong track there. You need to do an album. You need to get yourself on Bandcamp if you're not already. Stick an album on there. Start getting yourself an income from this. Guys, please get following Wilson Serrano on SoundCloud. Here's the link. I wish I could do vocals as well, Orgasmatron. However, even with Melodyne, it's still very difficult for me to do vocals. I have to be funny when I do vocals. I end up doing something silly, as you all know. So, yeah, auto-tune doesn't really work for me. Oh. The cloud of sound. Indeed, Richie. Yeah, now, this is it. Like, catchy earworm. Meow, wow, 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 wow. Completely right there. It's that top line is in my head already. You know, after just hearing it once or twice. And that's the sign of a good track. Well done, mate. I do end up singing about poos in the loo. It's just a thing. Or shoes. It's just silly, isn't it? Well done, Wilson. Okay, next up we've got Mark Ross and Frozen. It's Mark Ross Frozen, guys. How amazing is that tune? Yeah, I agree. That vocal is beautiful. I could almost hear that in a hard house tune as well. That would sound really cool. Or equally so in like a breaks track, something like that. Anything it would go. And that's what I love about Mark's stuff, is it's so different each and every time. He's now getting some recognition now, and rightly so. He's such a good producer, and I don't think he realises really how good he is. Like all of your stuff, Mark, is constantly, continuously is good quality, and they're all different, and I love that. It really inspires me to remember that I can make different kinds of music. I don't have to stick to one genre. But yeah, absolutely love that. So yeah, guys, get following Mark Ross. I've left the link in the chat. Yeah, it is on SoundCloud. I've left the link in the chat if you just scroll up a little bit. Well, there we go, guys. That is the end of the show. Now, I want you to stay where you are, because I'm raiding you over to the Sushi Dragon. And I love the Sushi Dragon because the Sushi Dragon is amazing and very inspiring, and one of the top 3 people that I love on Twitch. If you want to know more about me as a person and what I love and what makes me tick, come with me now and watch the Sushi Dragon, okay? Sushi Dragon has recently teamed up with or been speaking to and met deadmau5. deadmau5 has shown the Sushi Dragon, Stefan, how he does all of his visuals and stuff, because Stefan also does a lot of graphics and stuff on his own shows. Stefan also works with someone called DJ Teo. DJ Teo has been teaching me a lot of graphics and certain software, which I am now also planning on implementing in my own shows very, very soon. So watch out for that. I'm not done with the stuff that I want to be doing on my own channel, and a lot of what I do is all inspired from the Sushi Dragon, and the Sushi Dragon is extremely inspired by deadmau5. deadmau5 is in the chat quite a bit. You can see him in there. But yeah, he's become very pally with Stefan now, and yeah, it's just amazing to see him grow, and you know how I've been watching his show now for nearly 2 years, and we've become friends now. I've been on his show a couple of times, and that's what I love about Twitch, is the whole community aspect of that. So we're going to go over now and go and see him and see what he's up to. I love him because he calls me DJ Amber. DJ Amber. It's his birthday soon as well. Right, let's go and see him then, and I'll speak to you on Thursday. Love you. Bye, Timber. Bye, everybody.